I'm just gonna...
Edition of CCN Crown City News. We're here live on Marathon Sunday for the 3rd annual Kaiser Permanente Pasadena Marathon, which has become a tradition for us here at CCN. We're geared up to bring you a fun day filled with all the action from the festivities, with 4 reporters live in the field and our in-studio crew working to make sure all goes as planned. We'll also have CCN's multi-talented Anthony Smilkovic filling in for CCN meteorologist Curtis Peak and providing live weather updates. We'll also have another special guest in our weather department, Naomi Trone. We'll introduce you to her in a little later on. We're also live from 6 to 9 a.m. on Channel 32, the Arroyo channel on the Pasadena Community Network, and live streaming on CrownCityNews.com. And as many of you know, this event is more than just a marathon. There's also a bike tour that's already underway, a half marathon, a 5K, and they've added a 10K and a wheelchair stroll and a kids run. There's also a festival at the start and finish line until 2 p.m. We'll be featuring a number of runners and marathon participants and the organizer, Pasadena Forward. Now, we've stationed our CCN reporters throughout the race course. CCN's LaKendra Tooks and Natalie Tavidian will report at Pasadena City College the start and finish line. Nikki Ibarra is in historic Old Pasadena. Luna Petty is in Northwest Pasadena, near a Pasadena icon, the Rose Bowl. And Carmelita Mobley will give us a view of the athletes as they make their way into the final home stretch in East Pasadena. But first we go to Natalie Tavidian at the PCC to tell us about the bike race that sped off to a very early start at 5:45 a.m. this morning. Good morning, Natalie. Can you hear us?
Good morning, Sunita. I hear you very well. So we've been out here since about 5:45 this morning. A couple of the racers have been here since about 4:15, so they've been here for a couple hours. And we did see some drizzle this morning, so we're being told that the roads are a little bit slick, a little bit slippery, so bikers are told to slow down around the way. And we're also being 1,100 bikers out on the road. So the fastest cyclist right now would be right about City Hall. So the start line is right behind us. And a special celebrity guest today, we're going to see Mayor Bill Bogard. He's had a couple of words to say right before the race started. He told the cyclers to drive safe and see you at the finish. Just a few small words. The race started right on time, and one unicyclist so far. This is the biggest bike tour Pasadena has ever seen in the history of our annual marathon. And I have a couple of people waiting here to get ready for the 5K also. Anita, we're gonna send it back to you.
Well, thanks for that report, Natalie. What a perfect way to start the National Bike to Work Week, which begins today, in fact. May is National Bike Month. So to talk a little bit more about biking, we have Alan Purnell from Pasadena Cyclery and Ray Herrera from Pasadena Mountain Biking Club, which we'll bring in just a second here to talk about the bike race and the course that is going to be winding through. You heard Natalie tell you that that the bikers are already at City Hall, and they'll soon be getting to the Rose Bowl, which is obviously a great place for bikers to be riding around in Pasadena. So that's definitely a historic place for them. Another one of the biggest races in Pasadena is or actually not Pasadena, in California, is the Amagen California Tour. And Alan will talk about that a little bit. We'll just have him on in a few seconds here. And so it's very exciting that Mayor Bill Bogard said a few words to the bicyclists. I hear that he is one of the fastest finishers, so he should be finishing up in about just about 2 hours. So we'll have a talk with him at about 7:45 this morning with one of our live reporters. So we're looking forward to that happening very soon. I know that the rain is coming down, probably just a drizzle, but not not fun for all of the racers. It just doesn't seem to go away when it's Pasadena Marathon time. It can be sunny before, but come this day, it starts to rain. But we are here now with Alan Purnell and Ray Herrera with Pasadena Mountain Biking Club. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
So have you both ridden this course before?
Yes, I have.
I've ridden most of it. I haven't ridden it in one circle.
So what can you tell us? What are some of the highlights from a bicyclist point of view?
Well, the fact that you have the road open to yourself and there's no traffic, that's the number one.
No one honking at you and cutting you too close,
exactly. Huh? Yeah, the road is all yours.
What motivates you to do the Pasadena Marathon every year?
At the same time. It's just, it amps up your adrenaline and just makes it a lot more exciting.
Okay, and you both have done a lot of races?
I've done racing in the past.
No, I don't actually race. I love these events though, but I don't actually race.
Okay, what do you do exactly? Do you just go for fun then? Or?
Just go for fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, you know, technically this isn't a race, it's a bike tour.
It's a bike tour. It's just point to point, and it's basically to go out and actually support the causes. Mm-hmm. But to be out there with all these people, yeah, it's just a great time.
But you know that anytime you get two people together, one person is going to win.
Absolutely. I don't think they're just strolling through the streets, are they?
No, not the first group.
It's not the mayor, huh?
I don't know. He's in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Well, that's what I hear. So if this was a true race, what would be some of the strategies that you would use for the course as you know it?
Well, pre-ride the course, know your strong points and your weak points, know when to conserve energy and when to actually push.
And a lot of people brought their bikes in just to get them ready for the event. So, you know, having your equipment, ready to go, that's real important so you don't have a breakdown.
Okay. How often should you be servicing the bikes? Before every race?
Oh, definitely before every event like this, but just a couple times a year usually is enough.
Okay. Now, what do you think would be the really tough points in this race? Where do you think they're going to struggle a little?
Actually, they're going to struggle coming out of the Rose Bowl. Once they get onto probably Washington and start heading up towards Raymond, that 1.34 mile is even though the grade is maybe a 2%, 2.5% grade, they've just been coming off of the Rose Bowl for like 4 miles, and that's going to hit them, and they're going to have to slow down their pace and conserve their energy going up that. Other than that, I can just see at the tail end by going up Sierra Madre, there's a small little loop, about a 2-mile loop that goes up about a 3% grade, and they'll slow down there too. There's nothing on the course that anybody can't really do. That's what's great about this course. There's a really nice scenic area down by the Arroyo, going underneath the historic bridge.
That's always pretty.
Yeah, so this whole course can be done by anybody. So even if you haven't done it this year, get on your bike and ride around, and next year we'll see you out there.
Okay, well, that sounds great. Do you think Pasadena is a bike-friendly city?
Oh, yeah.
It's getting better all the time, too.
Okay, we like hearing that. So thank you both for joining us in studio, and hopefully we'll see the bikers at the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Well, the rain is becoming a tradition for Pasadena Marathon, as we'd mentioned. And we just can't seem to escape it. So CCN's meteorologist Anthony Smilkovich is here live filling in for Curtis Peak, and he's going to let us know if everyone can expect to stay dry. Hi, Anthony.
Good morning, Sunita. How are you today? I hope you're doing fantastic. Good morning, Pasadena. So right now we're looking at drizzly weather right now. It's about 55 degrees. Oops, let me stand back just a little bit. It's about 55 degrees and it's raining, and that is actually pretty good for people who are running because that feels good when you're running. It helps to cool you off a little bit. The winds are pretty mild, southwest at 10 miles per hour. The humidity is at 71%, and we're seeing spotty rain around the San Gabriel Valley, but it's definitely going to keep raining today. Also, barometric pressure is at 29.89 degrees. Let's take a look at what the temperatures were like overnight. In Glendale, we have 51 degrees, Pasadena 51, Alhambra 51, Monterey Park was 52, El Monte 52, so mostly in the 50s and the high 40s overnight. And today, let's take a look at see what it's going to feel like today. The highs are going to be in the 60s. So Glendale 65, Alhambra 65, Monterey Park 65, Arcadia right here 64, and Monrovia 60. So overall, a good day for running because the rain will actually help people feel cooler and more refreshed while they're running. But if you're riding a bike like the gentleman here we're talking about earlier, you're going to want to be careful because the roads are going to be slick. Real quick, let's take a look at the satellite. We can see that rain coming in. Now, the weather pattern, you can see it coming in, but this is going to be later on in the week, and we have a very weak onshore flow. A front is coming through, a cold front. It seems to be breaking up, though, so it doesn't really seem like we're going to have a lot of rain, but it's definitely going to be drizzly out there. And one more real quick look at, let's take a look at the 7-day forecast to see what the rest of the week is going to look like. It's going to dry up tomorrow with only 20% chance of rain, and then the rain again Tuesday is going to be another day where we're probably going to see some rain. Wednesday, 20% chance, and then it's going to be sunny for the rest of the week. So, Sunita, we'll be watching the weather this morning, watching the roads and making sure people are safe out there. And back to you.
Well, thank you for that live weather report, Anthony. Putting on a marathon it takes a lot of dedication and dedicated people and donors. Kaiser Permanente has been the title sponsor of the Pasadena Marathon since the beginning. Let's go now live to CCN's Lakendra Tooks at PCC with Kaiser Permanente's Andy Gallardo. And I know we are just waiting just a second for Lakendra at PCC. We are having all of our reporters Skype in live to us. So as you can expect, sometimes with Skype it takes a minute. But Kaiser Permanente has been a proud sponsor of the marathon since the beginning days, and I know that the founders, Pasadena Forward, has mentioned that they could not have put this marathon on without them. In fact, we're going to move on for a second to talk about Israel Estrada, who is the executive director at Pasadena Forward. Now, he is the brains behind this event, and he might just have the endurance and mental toughness to complete 100 marathons, but so far he's planned 3.5. It's a major accomplishment for sure. CCN's Luna Petty talked with Israel, the race director, and as I mentioned, executive director of Pasadena Forward, which is a nonprofit organization that organizes the Pasadena Marathon. Let's take a look.
What motivates you to do the Pasadena Marathon every year?
You know, right about now, I'm not sure I'm questioning it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun. A lot of coordinating with different agencies, different individuals. So I guess the fun part of it is what keeps me motivated.
How long do you see the marathon going into the future?
I see it going indefinitely. I think it's a good event. It's been well received. It's growing every year. So I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
Do you have a lot of staff? Does it take a lot of staff to put the marathon together?
Well, this year we have very limited staff. We only have 2 people on staff, but we have a committee of about 20 individuals.
And what keeps your heart in it with the challenges that come with planning an event and planning a marathon? What keeps your heart in it?
I think it's the committee and the camaraderie that we develop, and you know, being able to do hard work at a job worth doing. I think it's rewarding. So I think that's what keeps us all motivated.
Do you have any interesting stories? Well, the most interesting story in the 3 years that you've been doing it so far, what's the most interesting story you've come across?
From our participants, I would say probably the one individual who traveled all the way from Australia just to come do our event specifically. And I thought it was really interesting that they would come from all the other side of the world, basically, just to come participate in this particular event.
Do you plan to, or how do you plan to change the marathon or evolve the marathon as you go forward? Or what makes the marathon different from the LA Marathon, San Diego Marathon, marathons across the country?
Well, I think our marathon is very much a grassroots event. Even though it's a world-class event, there's still a lot of community involvement in the event, in the entertainment, in how it's put together, in the volunteers. And I think going forward, I'd like to see the Colorado Bridge be included in the route, and I think that's a discussion we'll have with the city of Pasadena soon.
What's the most rewarding aspect of putting the marathon together?
Seeing the people at the finish line, seeing their months of training and challenges come through, and being rewarded at the finish line with a finisher's medal, and seeing their families, cheer them on and applaud them, and getting that recognition that they deserve for the hard work that they've put on over months of training.
And the proceeds from the event, who do they go to?
Well, the past few years, we haven't been able to benefit the nonprofit community as much as we'd like to. Basically, the event is kind of paying for itself right now. We need to get to the point where the event grows and we can use some of the proceeds to benefit the local nonprofit community through our services.
Are there any nonprofits in particular?
Any nonprofit in Pasadena, Pasadena, Altadena, Sierra Madre. There are some that are doing fundraising through our event, so I think that's already helping them, but we'd like to do more.
Well, we're going to take a close look at the route that shows that the bike tour and marathon will be winding through a number of Pasadena streets. We're just going to get that map up in a second. You can see that the start and finish line are at PCC. The course goes down Colorado Avenue for a short while and then goes to Hill and Del Mar, winding its way around Paseo, Colorado and the Convention Center, then up Marengo, close to City Hall. The half marathon dips down into the Rose Bowl area briefly, while the full marathon and bike tour goes up and around the Rose Bowl, then makes a U-turn and comes down and around it, and then makes its way into Northwest Pasadena and through East Pasadena. The half marathon breaks down Wilson Avenue and winds its way back to Hill and back onto Colorado, ending up where it started. The bike tour and full marathon takes Mountain East, passes Pasadena High School through East Pasadena, and takes Villa back down to Wilson Avenue and back to the finish line at PCC. Most of the streets that you can see are marked for the marathon closed this morning at 5. The Seco Mountain on and off ramps off the 210 freeway will reopen at 11:30 a.m., as are the roads around the Arroyo by the Rose Bowl. Streets around Old Town, South Lake, and Caltech should reopen between 8:30 and 9:05 a.m. Northwest Pasadena by 11 a.m., East Pasadena by 1:45 p.m., and the start and finish line on Colorado by PCC will reopen by 5 p.m. Well, we are just waiting for Lakendra Tooks. I know that she is looking to talk to Andy Gallardo at Kaiser Permanente, and we're just going to see if we can get that up. Lakendra, are you out there? Nope, it does not look like we have Lakendra there. Well, you know, the marathon start is going to be happening at 6:30, and that is definitely the big event that is happening. That's what all these racers are getting ready for. In fact, last year the bike tour started at 6:15, and they pushed it up because as the Pasadena Marathon, the date changed to May, they took into account daylight savings. And if it wasn't raining today, it would have been a lot warmer, and they wanted to take into account how hot it gets in the morning. So they moved up the bike tour to 5:45 a.m. And that is what Natalie had talked to us about. So we're going to go live to Natalie, in fact, at the PCC start line. Natalie, are you there?
Sorry.
We're just starting. We're just getting her up. Natalie is at the start line at PCC, where all of the event is taking place. It is just a hub of activity. There's also going to be a finish line festival that is going to be really exciting. There's also festival booths. So if you do get a chance to head down to PCC, you want to take note of all of the streets that are open and closed around there, but it's just a great time. There's a number of vendors there. I know Kaiser has a huge tent. In fact, they also have, we'll talk about it a little bit later in our newscast, but they have these amazing medical tents. They have a team of emergency medical crew, and basically the tents that they have up are similar to the tents that you saw on the TV show MASH, but they're fully equipped. They're military style, military grade tents that have their own power and light source, and basically they're used as training grounds for disaster relief. That's what Kaiser, the emergency team, is teaming up with. So at this point, we are just waiting for Natalie's to come. She has a couple of people that she wanted to introduce us to. So, hi, Natalie.
Hi, Sunita. How are you doing? I'm here with Judy Reagan, who survived a brain aneurysm a couple years ago, and she's running her 26th half marathon today. Judy, how does it feel to be here?
It feels great. A marathon at a 26, this is the best marathon.
And we're here with your doctor, Dr. Jeffrey Denham. How do you feel running this marathon with your patients?
Well, it's exciting. She is such a person. She's just amazing. In fact, she inspired me to get back into shape after several years of not running. Just watching her amazing recovery and exercise being a big part of that.
Judy, when you were diagnosed, it just took a couple of days for your doctor to figure it out, and it happened the day you were about to get on a flight to London. Can you tell us a little bit about how that day went?
Yeah, I was got the anticipated 20 minutes from leaving, and it took about a week to actually find the aneurysm, even though it had started rupturing, 5 days before that.
And Dr. Denham called you right a couple minutes before you got on the flight, right?
Yeah, about 10 minutes before I was leaving. And if it wasn't for his tenacity as a doctor, it took 5 tests to find this. And if he didn't find it, and he wasn't the type of doctor that he is, that to go 5 tests before finding it when I'm feeling fine, I would have died on that flight. As soon as we hit altitude, it would have ruptured.
Do you see Dr. Denham as somewhat of a guardian angel to you?
He's definitely my angel. They say everybody has an angel, and he's mine. An unbelievable doctor.
Dr. Denham, is it kind of frustrating when you know something is wrong with your patient, but you just can't figure it out just yet?
It really is. I just sort of had a feeling that something wasn't right. She never had anything like this before, and she's not someone to complain, and I just knew that something wasn't right, so I wanted to pursue it and make sure she was safe.
All right, well, we're going to let both of you go get warmed up. We just heard there's 10 minutes left to the half marathon and the Pasadena marathon. So thank you very much for speaking with us today, and we wish you both the best of luck. We'll catch you at the finish line.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sunita, back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that, Natalie. And you might have missed some of what Judy Reagan was saying with our Skype connection, but she's just an amazing woman. She was actually a federal agent, came home once and just started having this tremendous headache. And as she was mentioning, she was actually ready to go to London. She was going to be riding as part of the Tour de France bike race. And as she was about to get on that plane, her doctor reached her and said, "You cannot get on that plane. You have to go get emergency surgery right now." And it saved her life, because if she'd got on the plane with the cabin pressure, she might not have made it. So he really is a guardian angel for her, and obviously they have a tremendous connection with each other and inspiring each other to get active and get involved. And that's what this whole Pasadena Marathon is involved in. Part of the reason that Kaiser Permanente, which is based here in, they have their Southern California offices right here in Pasadena, but they are promoting just workforce wellness and trying to get the whole community up and active. So that is just the exciting thing. And in fact, we have we're waiting for Lakendra Tooks, who's going to be speaking with Andy Gallardo at Kaiser. And they have their whole Thrive campaign, which is really just about getting us moving and finding ways that we can either run, walk, bike. There's all different ways to stay involved, and that's the nice thing with all of the events with this Pasadena Marathon, because there are so many different events that you can take part in. There's a kids run walk, so you can do that as with the family. At 7 o'clock, in fact, they are opening a kids zone at near the finish line, and it's just to have activities with the kids. So in fact, I think that Lakendra is on live now with Andy Gallardo. So Lakendra, are you there?
Stop moving. here. What about here? We'll have this kind of in the background.
We are getting her. It's very close.
All right. Hi, this is LaKendra Tooks with Crown City News. We're here live at the Pasadena Marathon at the Kaiser Permanente tent. I'm here with Thad Woodward. Tell us a little bit about why Kaiser wanted to get involved with the marathon.
Well, Kaiser is very involved with all sorts of sporting events. We really feel to encourage our members and actually even our employees too to get active and fit. We want to set out and give them an example. So we're involved with this event to actually just demonstrate we're interested in this. Our Thrive model is not just a sales program. It's actually, we believe in this. We want to promote healthy living. That's what it's all about.
Now, I know that you guys are promoting healthy living with your employees as well. Are there a lot of Kaiser employees that are participating in the race today?
Oh, yes, there is. Well, all our events, we try to encourage our employees and our members. Our physicians are actually encouraged to ask their members in their clinics, hey, would you like to come out and do our event with us? And we actually get a lot. We're actually setting records with the number of patients that we get involved with and members as far as our staff and employees.
Now you guys, you can't really tell from here, but Kaiser's got a lot going on with their tent. Tell us what you guys are offering in your tent.
Well, we have actually a 25-bed military hospital tent. We have full heating and air conditioning and air lighting. We have our own electrical. It's basically the same tent that they use in the military over in Iraq. So we pretty much can handle anything that we're going to be throwing at us today.
So like when I start getting really, wet from all the rain, I could just go chill in your tent, right?
Actually, no, we're ready for that too. We have a separate heating tent for people that are actually chilled, just to go, if there are no medical issues, we have a heating tent right behind our main tent. So it's nice and toasty warm. Go relax in there, have a coffee, and warm up.
I think I'll be heading there next. It's a little chilly out here. So just tell us a little bit more about Kaiser.
Well, Kaiser in general, Kaiser is all about health maintenance and prevention. One of the things we see in healthcare is that if you're just reactive after someone already has a medical problem, it's not the best way to approach things. So our idea is to get people, identify people that need to involved and get healthy and encourage them and then coach them through that. And you can see more and more of this as time goes on. That's what we're all about, health prevention.
All right, and tell our viewers how they can learn more about Kaiser.
KP.org. Go online there, have all sorts of information. There's contact phone numbers. I have plenty of people online where they can talk to you. Pretty much everything's on there.
All right, fantastic. So I'm talking with that. And you can hear the Star Spangled Banner is playing in the background. So back to you in the studio.
Well, thanks for that, LaKendra. We finally got you up. Maybe you were chilling out in the Kaiser tent when we were trying to get you on air. We're going to watch you. All right, well, that was Dr. Thad Woodward with Kaiser Permanente, and he's in charge of that emergency medical crew I was talking to you about. But it is just minutes now from the start of the marathon, a day that a lot of these runners have been training for. It takes months and months of training to do this race. It's not just something that you can wake up one morning and think, I should run a marathon. It takes a lot of dedication. And so we're going to see if we're going to go back into the field to see the start of the race. We have Natalie Tavidian at the start line, and we want to see, it's going to be minutes from them running. So Natalie, what do you have for us there? How exciting is it to see the start? Well, at least we have some footage of the start. It looks like some of the people are trying to stay dry under that tent and just getting prepared and getting ready over to the start line. That's a little farther off on our screen over there. Well, that guy looks a little tired. Maybe he needs to start running and get a little bit more active.
So Sunita, I don't know, is my mic on? How funny was LaKendra's report? She starts off the interview with, oh, how's Kaiser Permanente?
Okay, if you're not going to shoot, you should be already. Start the marathon and half marathoners. This is the marathon and half marathon start. This is not the 5K. So if you got a second, it's going to be a 5K. It's going to be a very, very long 5K. We're going to ask all starters, all the people in the front line, please stand back from that starting map. Please stand back from the starting map. They have to reset the timers. Please stay off the starting map. They do want to reset the timers. Thank you. I want to welcome you. 2011 Pasadena 3rd Annual Marathon, Half Marathon, 5K, and Bike Tour. Sponsored by Kaiser Permanente, brought to you by Pasadena Forward. 2 minutes to go. We have 8,000 of you on this course today. We were going to be calling each of your names across this finish line. We're going to be seeing you guys coming across smiling. Look at cute in the black right now with a little yellow bow. Yes, you do. And your wrist flash red, don't they? Oh, that's unique. That's your boyfriend, isn't it? Husband? He's a very big man. I'm just speaking from afar. Just from a distance. Nice colors though, cute. Keeper, she's good. Probably got a lot of stories to tell too. We have 1 minute and 15 seconds to go to get the official word to start this race. We're going to be looking for the official word from the police to give us the go-ahead.
Okay, am I at the start of the marathon?
All right, we just got the word.
At the start of the marathon?
40 seconds to go. First timers, hands in the air. Somebody next to them. Congratulate them about what they are about to do. We're going to see each and every one of you at the finish line of the third annual Pasadena 2011 Marathon and Half Marathon. You guys are going to have a great time out here. You're going to be smiling when you come across that line. We know that. We have 15 seconds to go. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great one. Have a great one, guys. Smile. We're going to see you at the finish line. First time we're seeing you do an amazing job. Today you're going to change that life resume. That's it, smiling faces. Big smiling faces. In the peep of the hood, we can see you in glasses. You're not smiling. Excellent. Sunglasses on a cloudy day. Your choice, that's okay. Over 8,000 of you are on this course today. Have a great time in the pool. How you doing? Nice.
Well, Anthony, what do you think of that? Look at all of those runners in the streets of Pasadena.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there.
I know, I didn't expect that.
You know what? I really like that interview that we had with the woman who had the aneurysm, because everybody